What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shuggy from Shook Earth Media, and today we are looking at The Witcher Season 2, Episode 1. I'm a big Witcher fan. If you guys saw my last review in the iCard, I'll pop it up there. You can see my thoughts on Season 1. Overall, big Witcher fan. Love the games and the books. I've only read the first two books, but I'm a fan. I love the characters, and I was excited to see Season 2. And I'm happy to report I absolutely love this episode, man. Really good start to the season. Looking forward to the rest of it. I think we're gonna just do episode reviews as we've been doing like The Walking Dead and stuff. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you think I should combine episodes together, go through things a little faster, let me know what you think. But as of right now, plan is we'll just do each episode one a day for the next week. So the next 10 days, we're gonna be doing Witcher stuff. I'm excited. I love The Witcher. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Overall impressions, huge fan of this episode. It adapts a story from The Last Wish, and if you saw my season 1 review, you know that I was looking for more creatures. I wanted more of Geralt. I felt like we got a little distracted with some of the like Yennefer storyline and stuff like that, and the time playing with the back and forth in time, all that, and I thought it was a little too much. I just wanted something a little bit more focused, and that's exactly what we get in this episode. So I don't know if that's a reaction to people's opinions on it or what, but I really like how focused this episode is. This is a classic like Monster of the Week episode. This is pretty much exactly what I was asking for in my season 1 review, if you guys watched it. So I love this episode. It brings Nivellen from The Last Wish. It's named after the short story called A Grain of Truth, and it's fairly faithful. Although of course Ciri is here now, and the story Ciri wasn't a part of Geralt's life yet. But I absolutely love how they handled this episode. So let's just break it down, go beat by beat, and just react to various parts of the episode. So we start off with a little teaser, and we get some fun gore stuff. And it's fairly simple setup, nothing too earth shattering. But once I saw this teaser scene, I was like, oh great, we're just doing a monster, and then we're gonna deal with that situation. This is like exactly the kind of episode I want. Really, I feel like most Witcher episodes should start like this, in my mind. Just like give us a monster and set up a little mystery. Now, I do feel like they showed a little bit too much of their hand here, because they demonstrate in this part that it's a flying monster. So we knew that right off the bat. And to me, I feel like we should have had a little mystery, because I think that the misdirection should have been that we think Nivellen is behind these killings, or at least I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what my instinct is as a writer, is just I want the audience to think that Nivellen is the one who did all the killing, especially since he admits to Ciri later that he killed some of his staff in the castle. It should have been like at this point a little ambiguous, but we know right away it's a flying monster, so we know it's not Nivellen, right? So I would have done a little bit to hide the fact that it's a flying monster, but it's a fine teaser. I like it. It immediately shows out that this episode's off to a great start. And then the title card comes up, and there's some great screaming in that part. Whoever they got to do the screaming in that scene, excellent. Now, we get this aftermath of the battle, and this part of the episode, I like that we pick it up right where we left off. But honestly, I feel like a lot of the B-plot part, it ties into the overarching season storyline. But I do feel like a lot of these scenes like were either unnecessary or could have been cut down. I wasn't as engaged in the B parts of the storyline, and like that, there's weird stuff going on. I know it's different shots stitched together. I don't know. These shots didn't connect as well as maybe they should have. But I love how this battle looks like but it doesn't look like 2D. I don't know. It almost looks like flat until we get to like it angled up. So there's something weird about this opening shot here. I like what they were going for, and it's not bad, but I feel like it could have been a little better here. Um, but yeah, I like this setup here, this wide shot, and we got the our guys like kind of mercy killing the Nilfgaardians, I guess. And I don't know. I guess we're doing the ambiguity thing, so these aren't like the good guys, you know. And so they're just straight up killing people that maybe ethically they should take as prisoners of war or something. And I will say I've never really been a big fan of the Nilfgaardian armor. It looks better in the video games. It kind of looks like some shriveled. I don't know. I don't want to say it. I think you guys know what I'm thinking, but it looks a little weird. But we're that's just established. That's just how it is, okay? And it looks worse in like the photos that leaked from set. It looks better on on the actual screen, but it does look like, I don't know, plasticky or something. But that's left over from last season. So we're getting sidetracked. This character, what's her name again? Tisaya. I remember to look it up. So Tisaya here wants to find Yennefer, and they have I really like how they did these point of view shots. And she can look at people's memories and live through them. And these scenes, great. Brutal, man. Brutal. And there's one guy she comes up on. Look at this dude's face. Let me back this up. Yeah, look at this dude's face, man. The gore in the show is great. I'm loving it. Great stuff. He gets trampled by a horse in the thing. And yeah, I mean, these battle scenes are just cool, man. Like, they did a good job with these point of view shots. So, yeah, I was impressed with that. Now, character-wise, maybe I have to rewatch season 1. I'm not so sure why she's so emotionally invested in finding Yennefer at this point. I seem to remember that they had some conflict last season. I didn't think that she seemed like more detached last season from what I remember. So I don't know. She's like crying. She's like screaming Yennefer's name and stuff. I don't know. I'm a little confused about that. I don't know. Am I missing? Let me know. Definitely hit me up in the comments. Let me know if I'm missing something. But yeah. So I don't know. It just felt a little weird to me. But yeah, and then of course your boy Geralt comes in and Ciri. We got Ciri and Roach. Now, like, just because I know filmmaking and stuff, I know that there's like green screens all over the place. So some of these shots, definitely took me a little out of it. But it, as far as like Netflix budget goes, this is on the higher end. The production value is great. The effects are good, and I love how Geralt looks. Henry Cavill again, just doing amazing, and you can just tell how much passion he has for the source material just through the performance. So I love that. We're 8 minutes in, and I'm only like 4 minutes into the episode. We should probably get a move on. Okay, and then we got some scenes with Geralt and Ciri, and these are like important scenes, but like it feels like a lot of like rehashing what we already know. So I don't know. Something about it, like I want to love these scenes, but it's not hitting for me. I don't know what it is exactly. Yeah, we're just gotta get some exposition in these scenes, and nothing wrong with that. We gotta get the exposition in. But yeah, I don't know. The emotions just aren't really hitting for me in that scene. So I really like this wide shot here, and there's some impressive camera work here. It's one long tracking shot, which I'm always big fan of these tracking shots. So I don't know if they stitched a couple shots together or if it's really just all in one take, but either way, very impressive. And the cinematography in this part is very good. Now again, I don't know that we really need these scenes, as cool as they are, directing wise, and aesthetically, and like cinematography wise, everything's cool. We get to see her heal Triss, and they discuss Nilfgaard and what their plans are and all that, and so nothing really wrong with these scenes. And they got a prisoner that Tisaya wants to interrogate, and to find out about Yennefer and what Nilfgaard is looking for. So I do like this part right at the end when she's like, I want to see the prisoner and stuff, and then he's like, we have rules, and I do respect that they have rules, but again, if they have rules, why were they just straight up murdering Nilfgaardian soldiers that could have been healed up or whatever? I don't know. So that I don't know, but then he has a good line, and he's like, she wasn't asking your permission, and that's fun. This character, I do like. He's definitely in this episode an exposition character, but I like his presence, and I like the energy he brings. And then we cut to Yennefer waking up, and she's being taken by the witch who was the person who crossed over to Nilfgaard. I forget what her name is, but I do. A part of me was like, if we're gonna have this whole, Yennefer, we think she's dead thing, maybe we should as the audience not know right away where she is? I don't know, maybe it feels to me like spoiling it a little bit, just to right away, oh, Yennefer's, I guess we wouldn't really believe that she's dead, right? So maybe not. But, I don't know, part of me was like, feels like we could have dealt with that mystery a little more. But yeah, so she wakes up, and again, her parts of the episode, it just feels like a little drawn out, and just for exposition's sake. And I don't know that we necessarily needed all of it. So, like, this stuff to me, like, I don't know, I just know it's on a soundstage. So, I don't know, it probably doesn't bother anybody else, but I'm just like, yeah, it's a green screen, I love how he kneels down and like just pulls off like a chunk of meat and just eats it. Like, that's the most Geralt thing to do, and you love it. I really like Geralt's role as like an investigator, especially like in the games and stuff. So I like seeing stuff like this where he's trying to figure stuff out. But just I mean, he does have to worry about infection. But he's just snacking on it. It's delicious, I bet. So I like that bit. And then they pull up to the town, and they're like, oh, the town's abandoned. And then he's like, I know a friend nearby. And they go up to him, and it's Nivellen. And Nivellen is played by, I got the article pulled up. He's played by Tormund from Game of Thrones. Yes. At first I was like, I know I recognize this guy, but where is he from? But one of my favorite Game of Thrones characters, man. I was just a big fan of him, just the jovialness of him. And I thought he did an amazing job in this episode, man. It dawned up in the costume and the makeup. I like how this like magic house works, the doors shuts behind them, the windows clattering open and close. We got the statue garden. This is a beautiful set. And I like the magic house and all that, the statue garden. This is a great set. They make great use of it. But yeah, this guy right here, he comes bursting out the door, and he's instantly likable. It's in the eyes, man. I mean, this character is just instantly like lovable, and he's the Witcher version of Beauty and the Beast, I guess, pretty much. I like this story in The Last Wish. I was waiting to see this, and it didn't happen last season. I should have known that he was going to be here, but for some reason, I just wasn't expecting it. I just kind of assumed that we're not doing that one. Yeah, I really enjoy this house that they're in. He's like waving his hand, and the candles all light up. He brings this hot tub in from the ceiling. Like, he brings the meal. He spawns it out of nowhere, and we don't really get like reasons why he's like able to do this stuff. I kind of wanted to know more about that, and I forget if it's in the original story or not. But I just highly enjoyed that. And then we got this bath scene, and then there's the Bruxa in the ceiling watching her very creepily. And we'll get to that later. But yeah, I do like how she enters the room, and then he recognizes the dress, right? And in rewatching it, you just see it in his face, like, oh, he's instantly reminded of the Bruxa that he's trying to hide, that he knows that that he's in love with. So I like that reaction, and this scene's a lot of fun. I like the interplay between Geralt and Nivellen, and actually bringing Ciri into this story, I think brings it a whole new dynamic. So I think it was smart to wait to tell the story. If that was always the plan, good job. So I really like it. So we get the backstory of how these two met, and the whole story about Geralt, saving him from a monster that he told his father that he would kill, and then Geralt saves him, kills the monster, and then gives him the head, and tells him to tell his father that he did it. And I like that. I've always liked that aspect of the character Geralt. It really brings out the human side of Geralt, and it's fun. I like it. We do get a lot of like backstory in dialogue scenes here, and I almost feel like it should have been a little bit, more visual. We get a lot of talking scenes here. It does drag a little bit in the middle of the episode. We'll get to these scenes here soon. But yeah, like at the end of this, they're getting weird sounds upstairs. It's the Bruxa and all that. And Geralt's like, yeah, I'm gonna go investigate. And then he just kind of he just pets Roach. we'll get to that scene in a second. But yeah, this interrogation scene, I wanted a bit more out of this scene. It's not really supposed to be anything crazy, but it's pretty basic, like torture scene. And his acting, amazing. Like the acting is great. But I almost wanted more like mind games, and instead we just get him in pain. She says like, "Oh, I'm taking your memories and all that," but I would have liked to see some visual accompaniment to that concept. Maybe we're in his brain, we're seeing his happy memories, and then like the faces fade away. This is just me like imagining what could have been. But there's nothing wrong with this scene. Like it works just fine. But I could have gone a little deeper in the scene. So yeah, it's fine. And then we get a couple scenes with Yennefer here. It's like 3 scenes. And I honestly feel like it could have been like 1 scene. We get information we kind of already knew about. And stuff that I almost feel like it's just stretched out a little bit. Yeah, so Geralt says, "Oh, I'm gonna go investigate or check the perimeter," and he's just petting this horse. He's petting Roach, and I'm just like, "What are you doing?" I do like in the stories where Geralt's always talking to Roach, so that part is fine. But I feel like he should have been checking the perimeter. What is he doing? I don't know. That scene, I just don't know. Then we get like the story lantern thing. And the lantern, the shadows are really cool. I like the shadows. And the storytelling here is really cool. So I like it. But again, it's another story told through dialogue. But at least they have visual accompaniment here. So I won't knock it. But my issue is like we get like a bunch of different talking scenes. Like kind of all in a row. So it kind of drags at this point. At this point I was like, okay, how much time we got left in the episode? But we get this fun little dagger game that it's a drinking game. Geralt and Nivellen are playing, and Nivellen's cheating. I like that element because I kept being like, why is Geralt missing? He wouldn't miss, but they have an explanation for it, and I like this scene too. But again, it's more rehashing of stuff we already kind of knew. So I don't know that I really needed to hear Geralt explain a bunch of information that we already have again. And then he's just playing coy and not telling the truth about anything. So again, that scene, I don't know, could have been a little shorter for me. But again, guys, just before you freak out and spurg out in the comments, I love this, okay? I really like it. I criticize everything, even stuff that I like, okay? It's coming from a place of love, and I want everything to be as good as possible. So even my favorite stuff, I will talk about like this. You know what I mean? So don't get mad at me, okay? This is a positive review, guys. But I have to have something to say. And then, oh, I love this, dude. She kept doing this exorcist shit and climbing on the ceiling. And, dude, the Bruxa in this is awesome. They did amazing with this monster. You know, we got the... And they do. I don't know if they're speeding... They must be speeding up time and doing that. I mean, the eyes, dude, it's great. So I really like how they introduced her. And I think it's a little bit different in the book. Like, we already knew that she was a thing, that she existed. And I think she was a bit more human. I don't know. But I will say, Siri, I think, is a little bit too composed in this scene. I feel like she should have a little bit of fear, at least at the beginning, and then maybe get more comfortable. She just seems a bit too stoic in this. So that's my only issue with that. You know, we do need to see that she likes her, right? For the end to work. So, but then we get, finally, now Geralt knows, and he's taking the tonic. I love it when he's, like, intoxicated, you know, or what's the right word there? Toxified. With the eyes and all that, I love it, you know, I love to see him, you know, with the tonics. And then this dude, I was like, yes, dude, this is fucking sick. And the shouting, love it. This is my favorite part of the episode. They did amazing with this climax. We get to see Geralt do a couple different signs. He does the shield sign, is that Yarden? And then he does Ard, so I love seeing the signs, you know, and just because I know what that stuff is already. I love it. And then it goes pretty much exactly how it does in the book, more or less, except with Ciri in the mix as well. You know, Geralt finds out, and then he tries to kill her, and then, you know, they have that great scene, and then we got her flying all over the place, and they used the set extremely well, and then we got Ciri, you know, sympathizing with her, and then going to her body, and then she uses Ciri threateningly. So throwing Ciri into the mix in this story, I think, is great. And then, of course, we, just like in the book, although in the book, he doesn't stab her in the book, I think he just, like, distracts her. And then Geralt is able to cut her head off. But I really love this twist on, you know, this is straight out of the books, the twist on the Beauty and the Beast thing, that it isn't him falling in love that changes him, it is him losing the one that he loves, paying for the price for the crime he committed. I don't remember if that crime is in the books or not. I forget. But then she, like, turns around. She does the full exorcist thing and, like, turns her head all the way around and pulls herself towards him. Dude, that was awesome. And then the head gets cut off. I will say the head on the ground looks a little fake, but, I mean, of course it is. And then the fire, and you see his transformation through the fire. This is fucking brilliant, dude. I love this. So, yeah, very satisfying ending. And then he reveals, like, how she came into his life and all of that. So, and that's basically the episode. We get a cliffhanger with Yennefer and all the Nilfgaardian soldiers are, like, ripped away. And, you know, I'm not sure exactly where that's going, because I don't know if that's in the novels or what. That I don't know at this point. But yeah, I love this episode. I'm excited to see where we go from here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit me with a like if you like this video. Sub if you want to see more reviews. We're going to be doing every episode of the season. Oh, I thought I said 10 earlier. It's only 8 episodes. So next week or so, we're going to be doing Witcher stuff. I'm really excited. So keep it locked on Shook Earth Media. And we will get back to you guys soon. So peace out, everybody. Have a good one.